welcome back to the Stark Social Media and HomeSmart 10-week social media series. Thank you so much for registering. Be prepared to absolutely have your minds blown today by the amazing Deanna from Stark Social, who's graciously agreed to do this series again. I don't know why. She's crazy, but
It's 1 o'clock.
oh, and it's 1 o'clock. It's time to go. How
Perfect
you doing,
timing.
Deanna?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you very much.
Good.
And I think we have a special guest, Julie Odell. Are you there, Julie?
I'm here. I'm here.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to get this going. First of all, Julie, I wanted to thank you for forcing us to put this webinar series back on. Our agents at HomeSmart want it, need it, and demand it, so you brought it. So that's really cool. So all you guys out there across the country listening, give Julie a big round of applause. Yay!
Yay! Yeah, we've been filling our room, our training room, with Tech Talk, and there's just too many people that want it. So yeah, we're so happy to be back.
Cool, awesome. So for those of you that I've better first explain. So not only do we have HomeSmart agents, but we have guests from around the country. We have banks, asset managers, marketers, info marketers. We have people from all over the country on this call. So I just want to say, if we say things that are weird to you, just go with it, because we're talking to probably a different industry than you're used to. But hey, check it out. I love social media. That's my name, Mike Bjorkman, owner broker of HomeSmart NCG in Santa Clarita, in Northridge, and now Westlake is open in the Conejo Valley. So if you guys don't know where that's at, it's about 30 minutes east of Los Angeles. Santa Clarita is about 30 minutes north of Los Angeles. So northern San Fernando Valley, Santa Clarita Valley, and Conejo Valley we got. Deanna Miller, you see she has a new headshot. Look how adorable she is in her little outfit with raindrops. She is co-founder and marketing director of Stark Social Media. If you guys know me, I have lots of different companies, lots of different things I have to be doing at all times. I control about 90% of my personal Facebook, and that's all I do. Anything else you see, any company I own, that's Deanna running that in the background, and she's our social media expert with her really awesome team, for sure boosting our businesses that we do across the country, not only in the real estate industry, but other industries as well. So thank you, Deanna, for being here.
Of course.
And then next week, we'll have a slide for Julie. Julie is our amazing team leader, territory manager, and new team HomeSmart leader. So Julie, we have a couple amazing announcements to make about our company. Since we do these for free, we just want a 1-minute commercial about our company so agents know how awesome we are. Can you go with that?
I can definitely do that. We are incredible, and the announcement is probably the best thing that could have ever happened. 2017 is going to be amazing for HomeSmart agents. So we actually are launching a new program that no other company in the industry has, where you can only pay $3,600 a year. Yes, only $3,600 a year to be a HomeSmart agent. We've got 3 different plans. You can pay them out up front. You can pay them through transactions. We've got amazing proprietary software. That's kind of what this slide is. Shows you every single amazing, incredible, awesome tool to market yourself perfectly, and then once you get the deals, market those perfectly. We're also launching a new commission split where we'll do 70-30 commission split, but I'm going to be leading giving leads. So yeah, we're giving a coordinator, we're giving a transaction coordinator, we feed you leads, you make more, everybody's happy. 2017 is going to be incredible.
And that comes with a marketing specialist, I heard, too. That's pretty.
That does. Yep. We're throwing
somebody
everything at it.
Uploading of all your Zulia, Trulia, Zillow, all that good stuff. So awesome. So Julie, what's your phone number? And all you guys out there, write this down so you can join HomeSmart.
I'm at 661-212-1866. I'm definitely available on Facebook. You can always Facebook message me. You can text me. You can call, or you can email me at careerservices@homesmartncg.com.
Boom. Okay, commercial's over. Thank you so much, Julie. You ready for this? So, all you guys out there beg and plead all the time for these webinars for our social media. I just want to say we're going to be a little bit more advanced on this series. We're going to assume you have a profile picture. We're going to assume you know how to do a post. We're going to assume you know what Twitter is. If you don't, you can go back through our Stark and HomeSmart 10-week social media series Facebook page. And in the files, Deanna's made amazing links to the last 2 years, so you can go back and catch up. If you have new team members, have them go back. If you have any desire to learn anything from Pinterest to Twitter to Instagram, all that stuff, it's back in those the last 2 seasons we did this. So make sure you join that HomeSmart group, Stark and HomeSmart 10-week social media series. That's where we're going to post updates. We're going to put display ads in there that we're doing. Anything that's working, we're going to put in there for you guys to check out. So make sure you do that. And then HomeSmart Next Level Training, that's where we're committed to put all the latest and greatest cool stuff on our Facebook group so you guys have access to the best of the best at all times. Whew, that's a lot to say. Yeah. All right, next slide. We want to talk about our podcast, The Real Estate Marketing Show. I think has 16 podcasts on that. That's my podcast. Everything you need to know to jumpstart your real estate career. And believe it or not, this time we're actually going to get the new ones up and running. We have about 20 of them to upload. We finally found the tech people to help us, so we're going to be rocking and rolling with that. And if you want to know everything you need to know about social media, Deanna has the very best podcast for social media. It's called the Social Life Podcast, so search that on iTunes and Google Play. And I believe they have a pretty cool YouTube channel as well. So this is free, all that good stuff. You guys are amazing, and we're happy to help you. So the biggest thing in the last 6 months to a year is dark ads. We all need a Facebook business page, and we need to place dark ads. And dark ad is simple. It just means that when we post an ad, not everybody can see it. It only goes on people's news feeds and people who we target. And that's what we're here to learn about today. Deanna, thank you so much. Let's do this thing.
Yay, I'm so excited. So we did this as a in-house training at HomeSmart NCG in Mike's Santa Clarita office, and I literally had, I think, 15 people the day before saying, are we doing this as a webinar? Where can we get this? Are you guys recording it? So we just decided that we were going to jump straight in, and this would be the first webinar that we would do in the series. So like Mike said, this is going to be, pardon my sexy flu voice, this is going to be much more advanced. We both have it though, because it's like that season. So we're assuming that you already have a Facebook business page, that you've already started playing around with ads, that you've already got stuff set up, because we've done this for 2 years, and it seems crazy that we've already done this for 2 years. But we're just going to dive right in to the nuts and bolts of the ads. And it's basically what I want to do is cover all the questions that people ask me on a regular basis. And what's a Facebook dark ad? How does it look? What does it look like? I wanted to show you first an example that to me is way too much. So this is Neil Patel, and he's got an extremely amazing website with a lot of information and content, things like that. And this is just goes on and on and on. But a Facebook dark ad is a Facebook post that does not publicly display on your business page. So people can't see it if they go to your business page. I can see it because I clicked on the date and time and everything, and I wanted to see how long this was, and it's literally a book. So this is a good example of what that would look like. You can post as much content in terms of text and as many links in here as you want to when you're publishing these as a Facebook dark ad. So it's just basically a post that does not actually publish to your page. Now there's a couple things that I do before I get started. First thing I want to do is I have a couple different tools that I use. People were asking me about them on a regular basis, so I wanted to show you. Obviously everybody knows Evernote. Evernote is a great tool to organize your thoughts, to jot down lists. So what I do, what I've done here is just created a sample of what it looks like when I'm creating my concepts or my ideas for any kind of Facebook ad, Twitter ad, Instagram ad, Pinterest, LinkedIn. You can advertise on all of the channels now. So this is really cool. So I'll put together what's the link I'm trying to promote, what's the focus for January. So I'll just bullet point out what my ad focuses are. This is the best way to get started. Don't just jump into Facebook Ad Manager and start creating ads, because you'll get lost in terms of what your concept and your focus needs to be. And always, 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 when you're advertising and spending your hard-earned money, you want to make sure you're focusing on something. So this is just a sample of what we would do for, let's say, Team Yorkman, Mike's team here in Santa Clarita. So what are your homes selling for? Inventory is low as a concept. Learn about the value of your home. Maybe you want to hit the retirement market. So these are just some ideas. Now, when I'm building the actual ad, there's another tool that I use called Grammarly. And I absolutely love, love, love this tool. This is how it's spelled, Grammar and then L-Y. And then why I use this is because it just shows me right here what I need to correct. It makes it really simple. And one of the things that I pointed out in the in-person training is a lot of times we will just jump into Facebook Ads Manager to create the ad. And then what we don't catch are those teeny tiny little grammar mistakes, or the there, and there spellings that are incorrect. I do it all the time, so I know that I need to be corrected. So I recommend using either Grammarly or Microsoft Word, or if you're on Macs, you can use Pages. Use something that's going to correct your spelling, but also you want to write out the content of your ad in a way that makes it easy for you to see it, because when you jump into the box, and you'll see it when we go into Facebook Ads Manager, you're not going to be able to see it laid out until you preview the post. So you really want to make sure that you're taking time to thoughtfully put together what it is you're going to put into the advertisement. The other thing I do is I'm a big fan of Dropbox. So what I'll do is I will create all of my graphics or anything that I want to put into ads, and I will put a Dropbox folder together maybe on my desktop and then drop it into Dropbox to save it for later. So make sure you have everything ready before you start jumping into Ads Manager to create the ad. One of the things I noted about my own specific failures was that I wasn't keeping track of what I was doing, so I was sometimes doing the same ad twice. And that was, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and it's a waste of money. So you want to build your ads out in a way where you can keep track of them, and you're able to make sure that they are spelled correctly, grammatically correct. I can't even say the word grammatically correct. But the other thing is, what you'll notice is the ones that are the most attractive are the ones that offer a lot of information in very short, concise ways. So free webinar. This where obviously we're going to make an effort to advertise the next series, the next part in the series, which is going to be all about Instagram stories, live videos, multiple business logins, partner apps like Boomerang. So we want to promote that. So we've gone ahead and we've written out some content, some text that we would go ahead and put in that ad. This is great for, let's say you're promoting an open house. One of the examples I always use when I train real estate agents is you want to highlight the features of the property that you're selling. So if it's a great pool home with custom waterfall, it's got a chef's kitchen, you want to make sure that you're highlighting all of those amazing features and details of the property inside the ad. If you're looking to establish something that is free value, so let's say I was playing around with some dark ad text here. So you want to call it out, attention homeowners. You want to make people stop and take a look at what you're doing. And then you can go through and correct. And one of the cool things I love is that it also helps me to see where I'm misusing commas, because I do that a lot too. But you want to go ahead and write this all out so you're ready before you jump in. So let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So we've got Neil's example. What you want to do is make sure that you know how to get into. Yeah.
For you guys listening, write that name down or go to your Facebook and follow that guy. He is an internet freaking guru. He's got all kinds of good stuff out there.
Oh yeah, no, he's got great trainings. He's got tons of stuff on motivation. I love Neil Patel. I follow him on a regular basis. And if you get a chance to hear him speak in person, I think he does like speaking tours, like quarterly or something. He's fantastic.
He's everywhere. He's got
Yeah.
a team of like 40 people that do his blogging and training. He's amazing.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. Check out his events. He's got all kinds of stuff stored on his, he's got like a great YouTube channel. If you're looking for somebody to mirror in terms of marketing yourself, he's definitely somebody to take a look at. So to get to your ads manager, there's a couple different ways. So obviously you can do it from the left sidebar. I've always shown people that, but I want to get people comfortable with this little drop down here. So this is where you're going to get to your pages. I use Business Manager for some things, create a page, manage a page, create new groups. But this is where you're going to get to your ads manager. So you're going to click on Manage Ads, and that's going to take you into this little area over here. So this is where you can see all of your ads that are running, that are currently running, that were running, anything that is past or present. This is where you're going to see it. So this is where you're going to go. This little area people tend to forget about on a regular basis. I like to remind people that it exists. So this is where you're going to get all of your relevant stuff. This is the Ads Manager menu. And I don't think we spend enough time looking at it because this is where you get all the cool stuff. This is where you can do your ads reporting, so you can create regular reports. You can do all kinds of cool stuff in here. Custom conversions, you can look at all the different reports and things, how your ads are running and performing. You can look at those things in here. But this is obviously where we want to hang out because we're looking at creating dark ads. So a lot of people will go from here to Power Editor, and that ends up getting confusing because then where do I click from there? How do I get there? Power Editor is constantly changing, and it's a really wonderful tool, but they're starting to phase the certain aspects of it out. So there's certain things that you'll notice are being broken out away from Power Editor, so your Ads Manager, your Business Manager, and Page Posts. This is where you can see every single page post that you've ever created. Once you click there, this is what it's going to look like. So this is your page post sort of receptacle. This is where everything is that you've ever posted on your Facebook business page. So take a look at this here. We've got scheduled posts. So if I had anything scheduled, that would be here. Published posts. This is anything that has ever been published, and you can go back forever. And then ad posts. So these are posts that were specifically created for to be an ad, or a dark ad. So I want to go back really quick, and what you'll notice is you can take a look at all the different tools and things here that it has in terms of being able to see your reach, your clicks, anything that you want. When you're looking at the ads posts, you can also see the same information, the date it was updated, privacy, public, things like that. Here is the anatomy of what a dark ad looks like, the kinds of things that we are looking for. So it's got all the details. It shows you all the different stuff, likes, clicks on the post, shares, etc. So what I want to make sure that we understand is there's a bunch of different things that you want to take into consideration when you're creating your post. So once we've clicked on Create Post, there's a lot of different things that you can do with these dark ads. So video, photo, carousel. Carousel is when you have multiple pictures in a line, and then link is obviously what we're used to. That's what we're used to seeing. So let's do this really quick here. We'll go do a quick, let's get to, here we go. Let's do one with just the stuff that I created. All right, so we've got our unpublished page post. The reason I like to do it this way and not go through Power Editor is because this is just an easier, quick, just head right here and get everything done. So you want to get your URL. So let's say we're doing this URL. This is where we want to send people. The post text. So this is what we've written out in Grammarly, in Word, whatever it is we're looking, wherever it is we're have this content that we've created, that we've checked for spelling and grammar. You're going to just take that, and this is where it ends up being really, really easy once you've got it all mapped out. So you just put that in there, and you'll notice that one of the reasons I like to write it out is because when you're looking at the box, you don't get to see all of the post text right away. And what I've done in the past when I got started with the dark ads when they released them a couple years ago is it was really easy to just go in and type, and then you look at your ad and you're like, oh my goodness, that's the wrong word, and that's too many commas, and that's a run-on sentence, and it doesn't make sense. What you'll find is that you're going to test out a bunch of different types of ads. So I would make this in 4 different ways, like I've done over here with the marketing of the webinar. So I've got a couple different types of ads that I would run. I would run one that would be to just a general audience. I would run one that would be to a real estate audience. So we want to attract a variety of different types of people with our different audiences. And we're assuming that you've already taken the time to create your multiple audiences, so you've got that all together. The call to action button is really, really important. You don't want to just pick whichever one. You want to make sure that when you're creating this dark ad, maybe you try contact us. Maybe you create a second version of this and you try learn more. You'll find that different types of learners and different types of users will click on different types of buttons. So it's all based on, I did a recent podcast on, marketing to generations. So you have to think in terms of generational marketing. You have to test things out a few times before you decide that it works or it doesn't work. I had a meeting with somebody on Thursday where we went over this specific training and we talked about some things, and it was like clarity. You have to make sure that you're trying different audiences. So that's another thing I recommend is one of the things we did in this over here, what's the audience that we're looking to attack? What's the age range? What's the location? What kinds of interests are we looking to target with our audiences and our marketing? So when you're creating your audience, make sure that you're doing that. So pick your button, and then the link headline. The link headline is basically what this call to action is over here. So when we're looking at Neil Patel's ad, you can take away some really good information here. So this is the link headline, how I built 4 multi-million-dollar companies with free traffic available to anybody. That's pretty enticing, I think. So you want to make sure that your link headline is, sell your home for the best price possible. So you want to make sure that it's exciting. What's the display link going to be? It's just going to be whatever your website is. So for this one, it's we've got, I promise I can type. And then the description. So the description is this part down here. What's the description going to be? So when you're doing your description, let's see, Santa Clarita's best. All right, so that's just for testing. I wouldn't actually put that in there as a description. And then again, you want to make sure that you've got your image ready. So I've gone ahead and created just a sample image that we would upload. And one of the tools that we've talked about in the past is Canva. So this is, I'll show you, this is what all their different templates look like. If you're not a part of HomeSmart, one of the things I love is that HomeSmart just launched this really cool marketing essentials tool that you can access as a part of your membership with them. It's exclusive. But if you're not a part of it and you're looking to do something cool, Canva offers all these different templates. Some of the images you have to pay for, some of them are not. This is a Facebook ad template. You can use this. They have different layouts, so you can pick a layout and then put in your images. And what they've done this for is it's optimizing the text so that 20% of the image has text, and you can't have any more than 20%, or it affects the delivery of your ad. So just keep that in mind. So when we're doing that, we've got our image, and then we'll just hit Create Post. And what that does is that gives us a preview of our post. We won't make this live or active, but what this does is this then puts this in our ads post area. So when you've got that, you're going to open that up. No, that's okay. You're going to open that up and it's going to show you what it's going to look like to your audience. This is the description. This is the title. Here we've got all this stuff. This is the link. So what I want you to remember from this is I keep this open and then I have a separate area where I'm going to create my ad. Why is this? Because this number here is going to be something I need. This in the post details, this is the post details number. So this is this post's specific number. Facebook assigns every single post that you publish, whether it's dark or public, on your business page, assigns it a specific number. And that number is going to help you if you're, let's say, posting 5 or 6 times a day, and you're going to create this ad maybe in a couple days. You might not be able to track this back down, and I'll show you why. Okay, so let's come back over here. All right, so we're in our ads manager. Let's go back over here. So I always have 2 windows open when I'm creating ads. It's just my thing. It probably would be very helpful to have the same for when you're doing yours as well. So then I come back to my ads manager. This is just the home area. We click on this beautiful green button over here. I'm so excited they made it a color in the last year. Okay, so this is something different. So that's something else I wanted to show you guys. So when we're in here, okay, so we're just going to go through, and you've got all these different topics now. One of the things I love about Facebook's marketing tools is that they continue to improve and change. They give us so much information and ease of use. When I first started 4 years ago doing Facebook ads, it was just create an ad. There was none of this, so I'm very excited. So it gives you 2 different objectives: auction, reach, and frequency. So the 2 are basically what it does is it's showing you here's the different types of ads that you can create for reach and frequency, and then auction methodology in terms of the bidding strategy and what it's going to accomplish. So for this, we're going to hit traffic. We want to drive traffic to this specific page, to this value site that we've got. So we're going to start here. From there, we're going to go, I'm just going to give this a name, test 1, 2, 3, so I know not to make it active. But what you want to do when you're creating any campaign name is give it a recognizable name. Name it something that you're going to come back and go, oh my gosh, okay, that's my dark ad with X, Y, and Z. These are all my dark ads for this audience. These are all my dark ads for buyers. These are all my dark ads for sellers. These are all my dark ads for whatever it is that you're looking to create. So as we go back over here, I'll just make the assumption that everybody knows what this is. So this is where we set up the nuts and bolts of what we want to accomplish. So you've got your audience, you've got your detailed targeting. So this is, I always, if you're looking to target sellers, Likely to Move is my favorite. That takes information from surveys that have been done, resident profiles throughout the area, people who are searching on Zillow or Trulia. It compiles all kinds of data from the internet that Google sends to research companies, and then Facebook gets it and uses it. Very, very, very cool. So hopefully right now you've already gotten your audiences saved, so we'll just use a test audience. And then we've got our daily budget. You can make this whatever you want. I always stress this. Make sure that you're making this whatever you want. Don't stick to what Facebook says, because you don't have to. If you've only got, $500 to spend on an ad spend for the month, make sure you're using it wisely throughout your ads. I will always rename the ad set because when you're looking at your ads in your reports, you want to make sure that you can tell which one is which, okay? So make sure that you're always changing that. So when you're looking at your reporting, you can do that without any problems. Okay, so use existing post. that's up here. You can create a new ad or you can use an existing post. We want to go to our Team Bjorkman posts. Why I keep two windows open. So this is easy because I just created this and it's right here. But if you look at this drop down, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll spend time creating ads that I haven't decided if they're going to run yet. Or I'm creating them in advance so that my team then can go in and tweak some things or change them or update them or get rid of them or clean them out. So what you want to do is, what you'll notice is there's a bunch of things that you'll see here that we posted for Team Bjorkman. So what you'll notice here is this says this post can't be used for ads on Instagram. Before you make any of these posts, if you're looking to make it an ad on Instagram, a lot of times lengthy videos that you upload to Facebook, let's say you've got a 3-minute long tour factory tour or something else that you're doing, maybe you've got a great buyer or seller video that you put together that's really cool. Those will not translate into Instagram ads. So why I like to have two windows open, and I learned this the hard way, is this right here, this post ID number can be extremely useful if you're posting 4, 5, 6 times a day and you're coming back a week later and you're not sure where that post went in this gaggle of posts you put together. So you come back to your Power Editor. I will even, what I'll do with this is I will put it, let's say I've developed my ad strategy, I will even put it here and say with this, you know, I'll give it some sort of Team B ad dark, you know, like some sort of something so that I have it with me in my Evernote. I live in Evernote. So anything that I'm doing that I need to keep track of, if I'm coming back to it later, I will put that someplace. So if you're using, let's say, Word documents, or you've got Trello, or anything else that you're using to keep track of things, you definitely want to keep this with you someplace you can come back to it. So when you've copied this, you just put this back in here, and this will track down the ad for you based on its ID tag number. So you'll submit that, and then it basically does the same thing. So it will pull this up. So if I wanted to do a different one, I could pull up a different one. It makes it so easy so that I don't have to wade through all of these. All right, so pixel tracking, we did one of these last time where we went through how to put the pixel. So make sure you've got your pixel on here. I'm not in Mike's Ads Manager account, so I don't have his pixel in this one. But then what you want to do is before you place your order, don't just click place order. You want to review your order. Make sure that your targeting is correct. Check your ads placement. Check your budget. Make sure that that's correct. You're optimizing for link clicks. And then if you need to edit it, you can always click edit and go back and edit that order. It's super, super easy to do. So once you've done that, you're going to see this appear once it's approved. And one of the things that I've noticed is Facebook is taking anywhere now, right now, from 24 hours to 72 hours to approve ads. I have had some ads that have gone through and gone really, really quickly and just been approved immediately. I have had other ads that have taken a couple of days. And why that is it's because they just changed their terms of service again. So I'll be posting that in the Stark and HomeSmart 10-week group later on today, but they've just changed their terms of service because they've had some terms of service changes with Instagram. So every time that that changes, you'll notice that there's a lag in approval. So once you've done that, you go ahead and place your order. What I like to do is also test out how this will look in the mobile news feed, how it looks on the phone, so you can go through and see how it looks in the right column. So these are all the different places. You can see how it looks on Instagram. I have an ad right now for running for this specific webinar series, and I can share the details with you. It's really, really great to advertise from Instagram, on Instagram from Facebook, because what I've got is I've got 170 likes on the post, and it's got, let's see, view insights. It has let's see, 2,700 engagements and like 800 link clicks. So that's fantastic. You want to take advantage of wherever you can do that. So this is creating a dark ad. And one of the things I provided to you, if you guys have logged in today to participate, I took this keynote and it's got the step-by-step. So it's literally step-by-step. It's a PDF that's downloadable for you guys today, and you can make sure that you use it. Now, I went through this kind of quickly because I also wanted to talk about something that Mike and I have been working on and talking about. I wanted to talk to you about the lead generation ads that you can now do, because there's a couple of things that I wanted to point out in terms of lead generation. So dark ads and lead generation ads are currently, according to Facebook Marketing Blueprint, Facebook Blueprint, which is their marketing tools, is currently where it's at for gathering leads and information. So this is, let's see if I can continue. All right, so we have, when you're in the Ads Manager, so let's go back to Ads Manager. Okay. All right, so let's go back to create an ad. So one of the things that I have mentioned in all of the different trainings that we've been doing is Facebook is always changing and updating the kinds of campaigns that you can create. So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of everything that's available to you. And one of the things that I've noticed, and we've got some, I did this as an in-person training, so I wanted to make sure that I covered this for all the agents who asked about this as well. So once you've decided that you want to build your sales funnel in multiple ways, the dark ads are a great way to do it. I love dark ads for promoting listings, promoting open houses, promoting client appreciation events, for promoting my home value. Those are great. Those are fantastic. Those are the things that I definitely recommend using those for. One of the things that Facebook has started to take into account is that people are looking to gather data. People are looking to build their email lists and build their sales funnel. And while it's great if you get somebody to click on it, what if they don't click on it? What if they click on it and then they close the window? Those are a lot of the questions that I get when I'm helping people develop their ad strategy. And that's one of the most important things to do, is to have a strategy. So I recommend on a regular basis, throughout the month, when you create your ad strategy, you want to make sure that you're running a series of dark ads and a series of lead generation ads. And why I love this is it auto-fills in the contact information of whoever is clicking on it. So it's easy peasy, no brainer. I can look at this and just do it, and I don't have to think about it again. And then you get the person's contact information to download from your ads manager. So let's go through this really quick. All right, so test 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and continue. We're just going to run through. Oops. All right, so let's go. We'll just leave so we can get this in and maybe answer some questions. Test and continue. All right, so here we are. So we have our lead generation. So this is, you can do the same kinds of carousel, single video, slideshow. These are the same types of options that are available to you when you create just a regular, old, normal Facebook ad. Nothing's different, nothing's changed. One of the things I do want to point out to people is that Facebook now makes free stock images available to you. I know some people are hesitant because they think that means that they have to pay for them, but you're not getting charged anything additional from what you're actually paying for your actual ad. And if you're paying them for the ad, you might as well take advantage of the free stock images. So free stock images. What I love about this is it connects directly to Shutterstock. And Shutterstock is probably one of the most expensive tools out there. It definitely has some pricey stuff attached to it when it comes to having an actual Shutterstock account. So I will tend to look for deals and stuff when it comes to that type of thing. There's a lot of different ones out there. We use Deposit Photo because it tends to be less expensive. We'll use, I forget the name of the other one, but Deposit Photo stands out. So if you're looking for images and you're looking for images that relate to real estate, once the little spinny wheel stops, there's actually some pretty good ones. All right, so we could wait for that, but we won't. Or you could upload your own images or use whatever you've got currently in your image library. You can change this out to be whatever you want as long as it complies with Facebook's policy. And just make sure that if you're not aware of Facebook's policy, that you take a look at it. It changes all the time, so I wouldn't worry about it. If you're not aware, they will remind you. One of the things that I want to make sure, it's all the same stuff to point out. It's all the same stuff in terms of you've got your headline, so my headline will be free home valuation. And then text. This text is actually the text that would show up here. So we'll just go back and take this other text that we created for our sample ad, and let's see. All right, so we've got that. So for this, I would specifically, maybe I would cut this down today. Let's see. I would go with something a little simpler because you want them to click. Attention homeowners, are you wondering what sold homes in your zip code went for? So we get rid of all this and just make it easier so that when people are seeing it, they know what they're clicking on. So this is just sample. Again, we've got our call to action, apply now, so we want to go with the learn more. They don't give us a lot of options, unfortunately. With this call to action button, we get more in the dark ads, which is why I love them so much. But you want to then update your news feed, link description. One of the other things I love about Grammarly is if you have the app downloaded, as you're typing in Facebook, it will actually correct your stuff. And then display link. I'll just put this in for now. Okay. And again, so what you're doing down here is creating forms. So I wanted to show an example of a form that we've used in the past. So learn more today. This is a form that's created. So what I want you to note here is what I've learned through testing is there's a couple things that you want to avoid when you're making your lead generation ad. You want to avoid this homepage thing, and I'll show you how to avoid it. You want to make sure that you're putting in all of the relevant information that you want to get. So this is a sample of a form that I would probably not use on a regular basis. I was testing them out to see what they look like, and after time, I realized there's just too much stuff. When you're creating an ad, you want to make sure that it's as little work and effort for the user as possible, because we know through research and time that the end user, the person that's on Facebook, wants to do as little work as possible to get as much return as possible. And that goes for whatever business you're in, whether it's real estate, restaurants, social media, nonprofit organizations. People want to do as little work as they have to do in order to get what they want. So let's duplicate this, and I'm going to show you how I would change this. So one of the things that I have started avoiding is this welcome screen, and Facebook has made it optional, so you can get rid of that welcome screen. I do not like this welcome screen because when you have somebody who clicks on the welcome screen, or when you have this activated and it clicks on your ad, it opens up this that home page where people have to read this and then click learn more. We just want the auto population of their contact information, and that's what this does. When someone clicks on this ad now and they see it, it will put in the name and email and phone number that they have associated with Facebook. And why this is great is retargeting. Retargeting, which we hear all the time. We want to be able to retarget people who have visited and seen our ads, and we want to be able to do that in a way that is successful. So we want to make sure that we make it as easy as possible, easy as pie. So we get rid of that welcome screen. The questions you want to ask, you can customize this based on what they have in terms of predetermined fields, but you can also do this, you can add custom questions. So you can play around with that if you have a different business model, if you're just looking to accomplish certain things. This is great. I love this. And then privacy policy. You need to make sure that your website has a privacy policy. Privacy policy is basically a disclaimer that says that you're not going to take the information of the user and then turn around and sell it to somebody or use it for something that you're, like another business. Let's say you're a real estate agent, but you also run a hot dog stand. You're not going to take this and then go and use their contact information to market to them about your little hot dog stand restaurant business. And then, of course, we've got the thank you screen. You want to make sure that you send them to your website if they want to. Or this is a great place to put in a landing page. If you have a landing page where you want to make sure that you're capturing information, this is a great place to do that as well. So you can add a landing page, you can add your website, you can add, maybe there's a listing that you're looking to promote a little bit more. This is a great place to do this. Right now, as far as I know, in terms of settings, the only thing that you can do is change the language and change what the field IDs look like. But you can't change this color, unfortunately. So that's kind of a bummer. I wish I could customize it so that it was all the different colors for each different client, but we are not yet there. So once you finish that, you save it, it's got your copy. You can go ahead and preview what it looks like on the different feeds. Let's see if those stock images show up because I really like, so here's those cool. So these are really cool. And if you are just getting started as a real estate agent or you don't have access to all the cool home smart tools and technology, this is a great thing to use. I use it when I'm stumped for new and fresh looking images. You figure you're paying for it, you might as well. You can look up all kinds of different stuff in here, and it's got an image for pretty much everything. And again, it's taking forever, so I won't waste all of our time on this. Again, go through and review your order and make sure it's what you want it to look like. If you need to edit the order, edit the order. What I like to do when you're looking through these types of ads, if you're going to do a video, the ones that are the most responsive, just some tips for using lead generation ads, the ones that are the most responsive are the ones that have someone featured in them, not just a property video. So if you're doing a video maybe talking about a listing, you're walking through Mike and Tammy from Team Bjorkman. They do the he said, she said videos, which are so cool. You can do that kind of thing. If you're struggling with getting videos done for your property, and I hear this a lot from agents that I just don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have a trusted photographer, or I was working with somebody and they stopped showing up. You can actually create a looping video now within Facebook. If you add, you can add up to 10 images, and I think that's perfect if you're highlighting specific rooms in a property, especially if you're looking at the luxury market. This is great because you can highlight, you know, great backyard, family room, master bedroom with a retreat and a beautiful fireplace. Those types of things are really, really cool. So these are the two types of ads I wanted to talk about today. And I know we said we were going to talk about dark posts, and I kind of snuck this in here because I had so many people ask about it. But dark posts are definitely the thing that I absolutely love right now. And I think that once you play around with dark posts, you'll see that there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with them. if you'll notice probably in the last week or two since the new year, you've probably seen a lot of webinars advertised. You've probably seen a lot of tools and downloads and tips. It's really, really great if you have any kind of reports or free items or giveaways. It's a great way to get people's contact information using a lead generation ad or a dark ad. When you're looking back at your ads, you want to make sure that you're creating a variety of ads. So just remember the tips for that is generally what I'll do is I'll create multiple audiences. So for a client, I might have 4 to 5 audiences with different age ranges, different locations, different interests. So likely to move if you're a real estate agent is one of the top ones that I always recommend people target. There's a lot of different things you can look at in here too, as well as income and additional interests. So create yourself those 4 to 5 audiences. Every month, what I would do for each audience is create a different ad set. So an ad set means 1 to 2. So you want to make sure you're doing 2 per audience. Now that doesn't mean you have to break the bank with your budget, but do 1 to 2 per audience. So let's say you have 3 audiences. You have your buyers, your sellers, and then what I call everybody. So you're marketing yourself to everybody in your area for name awareness. You want to make sure that your brand, your name, your identity as a realtor is out there in a way that people are going to remember your name and your face, especially if you're using your face as your brand. So make sure you have at least 3 audiences, buyer, seller, everybody. And then create 2 ads for each of those audiences every single month. 2 ads for buyer, 2 ads for seller, and 2 ads for everybody. You can start out when you're getting started with 1 dark post and 1 lead generation, and then test different budgets, test different images. What I like to recommend for everybody is, especially since you've got the free stock images in these ads, is you can actually go through and do multiple different images for your different audiences. Let's say you're looking to target millennials, and you want to make sure that you're targeting them with an image that suits that group. You want to make sure that maybe you've got some young people looking at real estate. Maybe you've got young people having a good time hanging out in a house. You want to make sure that you're adjusting your images for each ad based on the audience and what you're looking to accomplish. The other thing I definitely recommend is put yourself together a strategy, okay? Make sure that you have, whether it's in Evernote, Word, Excel, wherever you're doing it, make sure that you're putting together, here's what I'm going to accomplish. Here's what I'm going to accomplish. Here's what I'm going to accomplish this month. So if it's this month's ad strategy, you're going to make sure that you put that together. Hold on. I'm getting a text message. Oh my gosh, we're going to talk about that later. I'm like, what am I? Text message.
Multitasking.
You can't get out of the box. You can't get in the box.
I went in the box.
In the box. All right, so we have about 8 minutes left. My final word on strategy, and maybe we have some questions, is make sure that you're putting something together. So this for me would be, and I could show you, but I'd have to kill you. January sample dark ads. So this would be January dark ads. I'd have a different note in a folder on Evernote for January lead generation post. What do I want to accomplish? And then you put everything together and you have it all in one place. So if you need to, let's say you want to try those ads again in February, you start over with the same strategy, the same foundation, but maybe you tweak it a little bit. Maybe your age range is different and you're going to go a little bit younger. Maybe you want to hit 27, you're looking at those graduates. The other thing I want to say before we take questions is make sure that you're very thoughtful about the time of year with your dark posts and your lead generation ads. Make sure that you're thinking about holidays, any kinds of big events that might be happening, anything like back to school, graduation, Valentine's Day. You can do some fun stuff around Valentine's Day. Get your sweetheart the home of her dreams this year, or get your sweetheart the home of his dreams this year. So think about those types of things, come up with topics and ideas, make sure that you download the download that we have available for you. And again, if you ever have any questions, I love it because people reached out to me this week before we even got started and had questions. So I tried to make sure I covered everything. But if you ever have questions, please make sure you reach out. I am always available via email, or you can message me. And if you have questions about HomeSmart, please reach out to Julie. She's amazing. I have to keep up with her in terms of what she's posting when there's new agents in town and everything that she sends me, and when there's new agents joining HomeSmart. And trust me, it's a lot to keep up with. Questions, comments, concerns, boxes? There's a box we need to jump into.
The only questions that we get every single time is, where do the agents get the landing pages to use? And I guess I'll answer that question. My two favorite right now is Prime Seller Leads and, oh no, Julie, help me, what's the other one? Prime Seller Leads, and what's the other one? Dang it. Well, I'll have to put it in the Facebook group and the Next Level group when we figure it out. But Prime Seller Leads is good. They have a CRM attached to it. You could use it for dark ads. They have good images. And that's really it. I don't think we have any more questions. Just everybody thanking you so much, Deanna, for doing that. That was easy for me. I just sat back and learned. That was easy.
Well, good.
What are we going to do next week, or 2 weeks from now, right?
So 2 weeks from now, we're going to talk about all of the new things with Instagram business, because there's been a lot of updates. If you guys haven't heard yet, you can go live in Instagram now. And if you haven't tested it out, oh my goodness, try it out and then send me your questions before we do the webinar so I can make sure to attack them. And then also, they're partnering with really cool apps like Boomerang, and they've got a lot more that they're going to be partnering with to make themselves super competitive with Snapchat.
Rad.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Okay, you're awesome. Thank you very much for doing this. And people, remember that Deanna is available to do this all for you for a small, very fair, and competitive fee. So thank you, Deanna, for doing that. We appreciate everything you do. You're the best. You're awesome. All that good stuff. You guys, reach out publicly and thank her. There's her Stark Social, at Stark Social, Facebook. We give her a 5-star review on their page. Go to their website, go on their Yelp, do everything you possibly can, because this would cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars in a class, and it would take you forever and ever and ever to figure it out on your own. So I beg you, publicly thank Deanna and Stark Social. Okay, we're done. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, everybody. Call me if you need any help with real estate, any help with HomeSmart, any help with anything. That's what I'm here for. Love you all. Bye-bye.